Don't shoot the messenger here. Bobby. This Bobby. Sorry I can't be there. You deserve me to be there as you've always been there for me. That's a lot of theirs. Seriously, I was interviewed the other day about most wins for an Alaskan coach. Not so difficult in a small state of Alaska, kind of like being the smartest guy on community college football team. And I think he was, no, he wasn't referring to me. I wasn't the smartest guy on the community college team. Now I'm roasting you. Back to the interview. I was asked about my mentor, where I learned my craft. That was an easy one, Bobby. You gave me opportunities. You had faith in me. You taught me that you can be competitive, do it with integrity, and make a difference in young people's lives. You made a difference in my life. I couldn't have had a better teacher, but this is supposed to be a roast, so let's quit this sappy stuff and get to the Dick Cullen I know. Some thoughts. First question. Who's in first place in the National League West? Yeah, that would be the Dodgers. Dick is a Giant fan. Gary grew up in L.A. Worst day of Gary's life was sitting in Ron Chadwick's basement watching the Jim Chrissy Everett phantom sack in the NFC playoffs. Yeah, you rubbed it in. He's still seeing a therapist on that one. You're not a Laker fan? We don't want you. You can root for the Niners, Giants, and Warriors. I will never move a piano or wood stove ever again for you. You have enough money to pay people to do that. All those years you'd have us move it upstairs, then downstairs. Then you'd change your mind and we'd move it back upstairs. All an attempt to prove to me and Robin that you were in charge. We were like lapdogs, yes boss. Never figured out why you had a piano since none of your kids played. Well, at least not very well. And women, Dick, you and Paula really think you could get me to fall for Max? Can't remember why you called her that. She was more than willing to hit your kids, which was my first clue that this isn't the woman for me. Seriously, Bob, you need to stay out of my love life. Although I am sorry for that morning when I was living with you and having the basement bedroom and Richie walked in on me, oops. And Rich has been scarred for life, and he says, please don't tell Paula. Yes, you got me to dig out your septic tank. He was one of the others would have helped dig. That was ingenious. Head coach standing at the top giving orders, assistant coaches digging in the turds. Your turds. You were my mentor, and I've never forgotten that with my assistants. I tell them, guys, this is the way it is. You'll thank me someday. I learned this way. If you remember, I got a phone call from a certain young lady, and that night turned out well for me. But I digress. I think Robin finished the job. He's always finishing the septic job. Money. It says, I love you, Bob. Man, you are a tightwad. When you're the head man, you're supposed to foot the bill. How many times were we at a restaurant and you're counting pennies? It was embarrassing. All those times I had to slip back to the table and leave a real tip. I kept track. You owe me $784. Then there's the barbecue thing. All these years, you and your barbecues. People talk about your compound and all that entertaining. I can't tell a lie. You always overcook the fish. Speaking of fish, I know you've established a reputation as a fisherman. Seriously, those Alaska fish you famously caught, it was everything I could do to coax them towards your line. These people need to know how hard I worked to get you a fish. It was the least I could do to repay you for those white envelopes filled with cash in my meat locker room. You're retiring, so I'm sure the statute of limitations has long run out. Improper booster club payouts. Sorry, I forgot John is now. I was the AD at that time. I didn't know about that. Firewood. Thank you for that. I learned from the master. When my kids were in the woods with me and were sick and tired of getting wood, I would say, Uncle Dick says firewood warms you 3 times. First when you're cutting it, second when you're stacking it, and finally when you're burning it. My kids hate you. I played hard for you. My body is broken. I hurt all over. Every day I wake up and something new aches. Nancy says to me, I hope you're happy that you destroyed your body for Dick. Now that's funny. I destroyed my body for Dick. You always had a funny name. I'm still mad about those over-the-line games we played against your son Chris and your nephew. We lost because you couldn't hit to save your life. Although it was funny that we were using the lights and the meat authorities showed up because someone tipped them off The lights were on and they weren't supposed to be on. Wonder how the AD would have dealt with that. Dick the AD, are you really one of the highest paid employees in the school system? Bet they're glad you're retiring. Bobby, how many times have you and I called each other that and confused everyone? I always like that. Who's Bobby? My son's middle name is Bobby, and he still doesn't get it. Seriously, it's special to have a friend, one that can count on always. We have a nickname that is only understood by the two of us that is indicative of the incredible bond we share. You've been the best mentor I could ever have had, one of the best friends I've known, and you're a good man, a great father, and a role model that has helped me be good to my kids and my players. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You made a huge difference in my life. Hope your children know how much you influenced not only my life, but so many lives. My final comment is a memory. Those long bus rides, sitting up there with you as you drove the bus as a player and coach. I truly learned at the foot of the master. That makes me smile. Now it's time to enjoy the retired Dick Cullen wearing your John Deere hat and driving your John Deere mower, the plantation master hosting those fabulous parties featuring Alaska salmon, which you'll surely overcook. It's okay, those people will never know the difference. All his best from Gary.